Good evening, Rando enjoyers, and welcome to another Season 7 Ocarina of Time match here on ZSR. Tonight we've got Nath versus Letsklay. They're going to be duking it out for us in a Group F race. And on comms, we've got Mel and Bear. Nat is doing tracking with me, and I'm going to turn it over to them because they like to talk and I'm bad at it.
Thanks, Tomal. Welcome in, everyone. Bear, how we doing tonight?
We're doing pretty good. We got this exciting match, which I'm excited to. Well, I'd said excited multiple times, but it's gonna be exciting.
It's just how excited we are. Yeah, this should be a pretty even matchup. Nath, Letsklay, Seed 27 versus Seed 59, but, you know, a qual here and there kind of really separated these two in those seedings. I think that of the 5 races that you see right in the middle there, the fact that Nath took 3, Letsklay took 2, is definitely the most indicative of how close this is going to be.
Definitely.
These runners also gonna send us for a little whirlwind tonight. We have both dungeon tokens and overworld tokens on. Free Scarecrow, which is nice, and expensive merchants.
Yeah, should be exciting. Gonna look at every single skull, which that'll definitely be fun.
Yeah, I think the worst thing, I don't mind dungeon skulls, but having to remember, oh, that can have my key when you're in go mode item-wise, that's when it starts tripping me up a little more.
Yeah, there's some interesting key logic that can come into play. Spirit specifically gets a little more wacky than it already is.
Yeah.
But it's mostly the same.
Alright, so we are starting as child today. It is vanilla spawns. They did not opt to turn on random spawns. Requiem start, and our spirit medallion. So always nice to see a medallion with our path hints. That means more likely than not we're getting a hint towards every boss.
Yeah, it should be. But some people like to, in this layout, just skip pedestal and just try and go off the hints. I personally wouldn't recommend it, but it is an option.
Yeah. JARP, yes, expensive merchants does include Medigoron and carpet salesman, but it also includes Granny in CAC. The nice thing
That's
is,
the newer one that
yep.
I wasn't used to, but it is there.
Yep. And the nice thing is they tell you what they sell. You don't even need the money. You don't just have to buy it sight unseen. They tell you.
Yeah, that's very, very nice that they tell you. Also, another new addition. So you don't have to just like hope it's nothing if you're there with like 60 rupees and you're like,
right. It's nice to have the money.
Oh, definitely. But it's also much more nice to, if you've there early and don't have it yet, to, or even if you don't have the wallet yet, to just be able to look at it, what it is.
Yep. Max wallet that you would need to purchase from them is just 1. They'll be 200. For the first 2, Granny is 100, so a little bit of farming, but nothing too exhausting.
Alright, and we're off. It's like, I think we had Requiem start in the last match I commed, and it was the same thing. One person did Kokiri Forest, and one person just played Requiem immediately.
It makes sense. The only thing that you really need to keep an eye on is that you do lose some time of day. So depending on the items that you find in Kokiri Forest, you might end up, you know, kind of having to change your routing based on losing those, 3 hours, I think?
I think it's 2. I think it's 2 hours.
Oh.
I believe it's 10 you normally start at. Slingshot, that's something.
Nocturne
and
out.
Nocturne.
Yep.
That's a Kokiri sword on the arch.
Interesting. Okay. Big Goron is dead. Very sad. Yeah, Nocturne really helps us with that time of day issue that I was just talking about. There is no worries about getting across field.
Ooh, this is a decent mine. Oh, we got 2 big chests. Ooh, bombs.
Bombs.
That's good.
Yeah.
Lens, not as good.
Right, and just another heart in here. Clay is gonna grab that though.
Yeah, this early, you're at 3 hearts. You grab the
Oh
heart
yeah,
chest.
yeah. I mean, I continue to grab the heart chest as long as I don't have to go out of the way for it anyway.
Same.
Yeah,
Most
12
seeds with
hearts.
heart chests, I have like 10, 8 or 9, like at least hearts. I'm like, I'm not gonna stop. I want these. Fire Temple to Baronade. Alright, we have to do Jabu and go into
Yeah,
Fire Temple.
gross. And that is one of the interesting things, you know, if that first check is a key, usually it doesn't give you access to as much when you're thinking about it. But there is another skull. I don't know if both of these runners know the skip for the Song of Time block, but I am guessing they do.
I would guess so. It's not a super difficult one to know, though. That being said, it's rarely relevant in standard. So, like, I also wouldn't be surprised if they just didn't know it,
Yep.
just because it's not something that you would think to practice. But
Yeah. And it is one of those tricks where something like choosing over or dungeon tokens, you assume that runner knows that because it's something that can potentially give them an edge over their opponent.
all right, so I guess Letsklay is probably gonna play Requiem out of SFM now. I was surprised they didn't play it out of the Fury Forest.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. The Bombig really can change up how you decide to route this, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It was a 30s dead hint, so that's nice. Choose with full skull, or not choose. That's what it was. But skulls with full skull sanity, especially the high amounts like 40 and 50, can be
Yeah.
like very weird to try and route in because you don't really know when you're gonna get skulls. You can't
Yeah,
really count on it.
and we didn't really talk about this with that slingshot, but with overworld tokens, it is so nice to have that slingshot nice and early.
Yeah, even dungeon tokens, it can help.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely overworld tokens lets you do Lon and probably one trip, and a couple other like graveyard, and the Nightcack skulls are so much nicer when you have a slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so interesting to do Goron City, just get a big roll and Goron and these 2 chests early. Oh, I guess it also gives the skull.
Yeah, I think this is more about the hint. There's some bombs. Oh no.
Sorry, no
Letsklay
hints.
losing that hint, unfortunately.
It's blasting off.
Yeah, it's going into space through the mountain. It's fine. Surely it's nothing.
Oh.
Not blowing up that wall. I guess I don't know if Medigoron's actually there when you're a child. Maybe not.
I do not believe so. Only like Metagoron's there, but the item isn't,
The item
basically.
isn't there. Makes
So
sense.
I don't believe it will tell you the item as a child. I know it won't give it to you, so I assume it also won't tell you, though I'm not 100% positive on that.
Fair. Alright, that's what chat is confirming as well. Medigoron is there, but will not sell you the item. All right, both of our runners in Sacred Forest Meadow. We'll find out what our song is here. Letsklay, like you said, probably gonna play Requiem out of here, and I am guessing we'll do Child Spirit.
I would assume so. You have the kit. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if Nath actually just turns around and does that too.
Yeah. Nath, slightly trickier, can't reset that time of day the way Letsklay will be able to, so we'll have to make a decision there. But you know what? We don't have Sunsung yet. Killing some time going through Hyrule Fields, getting through Lon Lon Ranch at night. None of these are bad options early on.
I guess also true, Nath is gonna want to knows already that he wants to plant the beans. So it's possible he prioritizes going to River first, and River can help reset your time of day if it's bad too, so.
Yep. OGC Fairy is dead, okay, and we picked up our Song of Time.
Plane Check is dead. And Darunia's dead.
Rip Dad. Just some love.
That might make Goron Pot... Oh, that is going to make Goron Pot super duper awkward for Letsklay, though.
Yep. Alright.
Yeah, so they both skip this, this scrub in hopes of getting Sunsong. Or not necessarily, because I guess Nath will probably just play Nocturne out of this, and...
Okay. Well, Letsklay might end up buying a bean before going to Colossus anyway. Yeah, Colossus to Gomo. Wow.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I think this is gonna shape up to be quite a long child segment, honestly, because they will be doing that. I guess they can't pick up the sword and do Deku right away. That'll be a next.
Of note, that's Giant's Knife, not Big on Sword.
Yes.
It will break.
Yeah. People saying Haunted Wasteland foolish, wowee, but that's actually 3 checks we now know are off the table. It's not just one like we're used to.
It's much, much better with these settings in particular to have Haunted Wasteland foolish.
And yes, you know, Giant's Knife, like Inko is saying, you can store the jump slash. And that's kind of what I see people do a lot, is it's not worth using throughout the seed, but for climb, it might be worth.
Specifically for Ganon and, yeah, because you can do it once in climb and you'll get it for all 3 fights. Though it doesn't help that much generally with the Dynalphos, but you can do it for the Stalfos and the Iron Knuckles.
Yep. Letsklay not going into...
Not doing Child Spirit.
Yep. Child Spirit is also an extra couple checks depending on keys. Certainly the one skull that's on the chains, but if there is a key, you can climb, get another one. Peek up to 2.
Yeah. I'm not super surprised. I often like to wait on Child Spirit until I know whether Spirit's a stone or a medallion. Even though you can't, like, the fact that you can do it this early, I'd be a little tempted. Yeah, so river play from Nath, not super surprising. Especially now you know you need to beat Deku, like...
Right. Yeah, we'll see if Letsklay ends up doing the same.
Yeah, it looks like is prepping the bean. River a lot of checks with overworld skulls on too. It's an extra 2 in addition to the 3 that are normally there. So, well, and technically 4th, but we can't get that one yet. But
yeah.
And then knowing it's Goma or Colossus's path to Goma makes sense to grab a bean, just in case.
Letsklay did go out there and get Nocturne already.
Oh, right,
I'm
did
not
look.
sure if they
I
actually peaked. The archer just assumed. Jabu Foolish is interesting.
Storms is on Nocturne. That is
Gross.
That's a very interesting hint.
Oh, Wayfaring Fox. That's barely even a meme when you have both dungeon and overworld tokens on, but I get it. I like it.
Yeah, it's a bean. Sometimes it likes to do that. You take it out and it's like, yeah, this is a bean. You know.
You're right. It is a bean. Yeah, Storms is on Burning Cack. Nath opting against picking up that skull, I guess didn't want to save after. 10 and 20 are still alive on the table.
Yeah, 10 and 20 are pretty easy, generally speaking, with this many skulls shuffled. You should just kind of get them.
Yeah, when you see them and they're right there, like, he was already on that ladder.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that, but you know, people like to do what they like to do.
Oh, had Dampe time. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
you
save
know...
gum Dampe time. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no point in getting it if you're just saving quitting for Dampe. That makes sense.
Right. The token over there.
And the heart piece, we're not going there for that. Let's see. I didn't see what this is. That's a big chest.
Big chest and a token.
I think was resetting the room.
Yeah,
was messed up.
All right, Nath in Night Cack. Lots of skulls here.
Yeah, got the slingshot. You can do all 5.
Fire arrows.
Not exactly what you want to see, but it's an item.
Yeah. Vaguely relevant.
Could be relevant, maybe.
And yeah, Spirit adult locked, no keys.
Ooh, that's
There's
a bottle.
our bottle.
Bottle and overworld skulls, pretty nice item to have. There's 9 bottle lock skulls.
Yep.
I think only 8 we can get right now, but
yeah, and that is another check out at Path Colossus. The path's already resolved, folks. We know
it's very resolved.
we know the Kokiri sword is on the arch. But that's one less thing. That's one more thing that Nath can do while going out there that Letsklay has to decide to go back and do.
Yeah. I don't know. It's both an easy and kind of a shitty check to do just because you've already done everything else out there.
Yeah, exactly. Stick upgrade?
Nope, just a stick.
Sounds like maybe Dampe had a nut grade.
Heart container, I'll take that.
Yep, any day. Oh.
Spirit is path to Volvaju. Well, now we know we're gonna get a item we need for Jabu in a dungeon we need to beat, so that's good news.
Yeah, that's nice. Fire is easily the one that I dislike the most, both playing and trying to make decisions in. So anything that makes it easier to decide, am I climbing deeper into fire after the boss key? How early am I going fire? How much do I hate my life while playing through fire?
All right. I'm curious what this skull is.
It's shield. Oh,
Oh, a wallet. That actually is, with expensive merchants, is potentially interesting. Oh, that's
yeah.
still a bean.
Oh,
Oh.
this doesn't work here.
Sorry, you need to move forward like a couple pixels. Thank
Yep.
you.
Wallet is big. As we were just discussing fire, a wallet puts our Goron tunic into logic. Uh, Runners don't really care about that, but it's something that we'll keep in mind.
It also lets you do 2 extra checks
Mm-hmm.
in the Granny Potion Shop. Well, technically 3, but we know 1 is dead already.
Yep.
So we get to do Granny Potion Shop and Medigoron,
Mm-hmm.
which could be actually kind of big if Letsklay doesn't decide to go back for that.
Yep, exactly. Letsklay has already planted that bean, just got that bottle. And so it's a harder decision for Letsklay to go back and do that skull in particular.
Yeah.
Oh. Nath, almost forgetting the skull. Yeah, that's one of the things about overworld tokens. A lot of them are very locked into the age you are in. So soil patch skulls in particular are child only. Play
Yes.
can't actually go back and get that as adult.
Yeah, you can. That's why it's awkward for Letsklay to go there, because basically has to make the decision to go there for explicitly one more check that he can do.
Yep. And fortunately, Deku is required, and you know you have to age change back to child. Jabu is required, yet another age change that is likely to happen separately from Deku.
Yeah, I don't think either player is gonna like immediately grab the K sword and then turn it in.
No.
But I think we'll see Child 2 pretty
Oh,
quickly after Adult 1, but not immediately.
the shield was on the wrong soil patch skull. I was just off a little.
But yeah. We finally get our first look at Lon Lon Ranch.
Yeah, that was very nice time of day for Letsklay, actually. Didn't have to wait too long before
Yeah, I
sunrise.
wonder. So the only thing is like he got there in time to make it for it to be night, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, do you just go in and do the skulls and then walk
Right.
out?
Walk out. Yeah, the
uh,
the backtracking's a little annoying, but that is a lot of information that you're leaving behind.
Another thing Overworld Skull does that you can see on Let's Play screen is it eats up a lot of your consumables very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
5
Yeah,
seeds, 4 sticks, switching to
that
bombs now to
that
kill skulls.
alone, knowing that our Kokiri sword is available early, I would have pushed that.
Okay, CL is good.
Yep.
I feel like I think I would probably play Nocturne out of the silo here.
Mm-hmm.
Do Sun Song Grave. Get the song, do your child so you can do the check out of logic.
Yep.
People like Sun Songs too much. It's not that useful.
This is the exact scenario where it is, though. It's overworld tokens.
And I play plenty of overworld tokens. I don't need no Sun Song.
Suns, Runes, Overworld, Skull Seed.
I won't fight you on that, Pyra. I agree.
I'm not gonna fight about it, but I do disagree. And I don't even consider myself that bad at Overworld Skulls.
Alright, so Letsklay doing Composer's Grave. It's kind of what I figured. It's really the best option you had out of there.
Yep.
Walking out a long line kind of sucks.
Yes. And they're both going to be doing this during the day and have to make the decision to go back for anything else that might be in Ranch. Lights and ZL, you can't imagine that those other couple skulls really have anything,
But they could.
But they could. And yes, Nath is about to pick up the lights on this skull.
Okay. Sorry is not super useful.
We already know Darunia is nothing. Skull Kid. Forest access.
Yeah, forest access. You don't have to worry about... I've had... in my Challenge Cup races, I had 2 logical AD for Saria's Song seeds, so you never know. Glad it's not on OOT.
Okay.
Ooh, hookshot is really nice.
That is really nice. Again, overworld skulls.
Yes. Having a hookshot going into adults with overworld skulls on is the single best thing you can have.
Yes, and that is fire locked. Currently we have fire arrows.
That's it.
And that's it. We have no magic, we have no bow with which to use those arrows. But we have them.
Yeah.
Alright. Nath also going to be going through here. This is one of those things where I certainly wouldn't feel it's make or break, but say we were to watch Nath fail flame storage here. You're wondering, it's probably not worth me going back, but a hookshot in this kind of seed could be that big. Yeah. I don't expect Nath to not succeed at it, but...
Same. I expect Nath will get this hookshot as well, but yeah, it's a scary thing to see someone kind of, you know, mess up one of these tricks, which, you know, can happen, and then it's something huge like that, and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
But should be fine.
But yeah, this seed not being too rude on items. That hookshot is much deeper than we are getting it logically. Because this is just a trick. It's not enabled into logic.
Nope. Alright.
Alright. Nath also doing the setup.
Did you... Nath, you didn't take out your stick?
No.
Okay, going back. I was
and
like,
he is going back. This is what I was concerned about. Like, okay. I feel like I commentated first this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was a little confused. I was like, Nath, you definitely... Oh, no. Oh, doesn't have enough health to do it anymore.
Oh, I feel terrible right now.
Alright, so there's... He could play ZL.
Get a fairy.
No, is not doing it.
Go back in. Oh.
Okay. Mel, what have you done?
I didn't know. I'm laughing to keep from crying right now. Because this is exactly the kind of thing that sucks watching. Like, you know that it's a hookshot, or you see someone miss it before you know that it's a hookshot. Yeah, I need to step out. Sorry, Tomo, you'll have to take over. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a hookshot in an overworld skull seed.
Yeah,
Surely
it's
we will
fine.
have
There's a bow and magic in Adult Cac. It's easy.
or just right here in Child Market. Ugh. Anyway, I'll just moving on. It's fine. Nath will get that soon enough. Meanwhile, Letsklay gonna show us some.
Ooh,
Oh,
there's a
okay.
strength. It's a nice strength. Almost has the forest back. I don't know if we need forest. I don't think we've seen a path to PG yet.
We have not. So we do know Fire, Jabu, and
And one other. Oh, Deku.
Deku. Thank you.
It took me a bit too.
Frogs 2 is dead. Nath also not going to be able to use a setup here. I don't think Letsklay got anything off bowling, so not a huge deal, but gotta be careful how you're releasing your chews.
Yeah, there was nothing here, so.
I actually don't know, Tomo. The skull in the
guardhouse. Yeah, I didn't. That
Did
was
either
well.
Of them do it?
I assume so, though. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Letsklay was walking past it while we were watching Nath in the composer grave, so we missed it.
Okay. Oh, it was a token.
Okay.
So the Chew releasing, they're just shield dropping, so they're pulling out the Bomb Chew, hitting R or whatever they have set up as their shield. Shooting the sun is a token.
Yeah, you can also Chew drop faster, from what I understand, if you are Z targeting. I don't know why, but that's what I heard. I always Z target when I do that.
Interesting. And yeah, Oot is Minuet, so if Forest is one of our stones, I mean,
we already have. Okay.
Oh no, Forest is required.
So those that I saw Water Spirit.
DC, Water, and Spirit are the stones.
Okay, we do have to go into Stone Spirit. It is hinted.
Yep. Odds are we're doing Stone DC.
Yeah. Odds are we're not touching water. It is 5 extra checks, though.
It is.
There are 5 annoying and kind of slow checks. Well, there's 1 annoying check, and the rest are mostly on the way.
Yeah. They're actually the worst.
Routing what? So, coming from Saw's, routing just the skulls in water is kind of a nightmare, but with the checks, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Saws, for anyone unfamiliar, standard anti-weekly settings. So back when weeklies had more solid week-to-week settings, everything that was on is turned off.
Yeah, and then everything else is on, so they're weird.
So skulls. Alright, there's that Kokiri sword. Letsklay skipping the fairy fountain out here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he do the fairy fountain?
Maybe? No, Letsklay didn't come back with ZL. I think this is a pretty clear, like, no, you know what? I have a hook shot. I have so many things I can do now.
Yeah. Alright, probably just one. Yeah. Maybe he forgot about it, but was probably just laser focused on, I want this Kokiri sword, and then I'm going to go do Adult Cac.
Yep. Yeah, that fairy fountain, I think, is the one I see people kind of forget about most.
Yeah, it's a pretty skippable one. It's one where it's like, oh, I played Requiem, I have ZL, I've definitely done that check.
Yep,
sort of thing can happen very easily.
right. Nath's showing us our medallion layout. We talked about this a little earlier. You see some runners just go based on, all right, here are my path hints. It's no guarantee that you're going to be getting a path to every single one of your medallion dungeons, so it's a little risky doing that. It also doesn't give you that information, especially what your forest med dungeon is.
Yeah, which can be a big deal. And Shadow Forest Medallion means we're probably not getting it very early, but you know.
Yep. Choose. Very nice. Without a bow, there's still some that we aren't... Still some skulls we're not able to, like, peek on our first way through. And Nath is gonna have some nice time of day here to get this skull.
Can get this one. I don't think can check anything because it's lacking the hook shot. But we'll probably also do the fairy fountain here. Goron Tunic is nice.
Okay.
Not also skipping the fairy fountain.
Alright. Right. And Horse at Storms, okay.
Oh wait. Deciding to go check. Oh, right. You can just throw a bomb at it.
Yeah. I don't know. Time of day wise, I don't know that this is something that I would have pushed at this moment, but I guess when else are you going to think about doing it?
Yeah. The main issue is it's
levers.
It's cack. Levers stink. That didn't work. I thought that was going to work.
Yeah.
There it is. That's a skull token.
Yep. Alright. So Nath did Man on Roof here as Child, did Open Grotto.
It was a heart contained.
Yeah. Doing them now.
Oh. I've done that so many times.
So there's a reason that that's a trick that's enabled. The hook shot gets you over there from that. So I'm guessing we'll see.
It's interesting, Let's Play seems to be skipping quite a few easy skull chests.
Mm-hmm. Let's Play also didn't check Granny there.
I wonder, Let's Play might not be aware Granny is a check. Or is waiting to do it right after this.
Yeah.
Like, Granny is one of the newer ones added. Mm-hmm. So, I definitely could see someone not knowing it's a check in these settings.
Yeah. Which could be real bad.
Or maybe this doesn't think... So Let's Play doesn't have the wallet. So, could just not be aware that she's going to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And so it's just skipping it for now. Oh, I was about to say what's in DC, but it's not Dungeoneer. I'm too used to Dungeoneer.
Yeah, unlike most of the restreams, no Dungeoneer today. But that free scarecrow gonna be real nice.
Yeah, especially for in dungeon skulls. I almost called them indoor skulls. I'm getting my settings mixed up.
Alright. There's a Pona for Nath here. Oh.
Oh, why? You got, why?
Okay.
Why aren't you doing those skulls?
That's interesting. Oh, very old peak setup here.
I don't... Oh, it's a big chest. I don't like that peak. It's hard to do. It's easier on VC. I'm pretty sure Let's Play is playing on VC.
Yeah.
It is much more annoying to do on emulator, and I play on emulator, so I don't do it.
Skipping those skulls, yep.
Maybe gonna come back after.
I think Granny was selling a red rupee.
Okay, well,
Token. Okay.
Granny is token. Okay, well then it doesn't really matter.
Nope.
Ooh, what do we got here? Letsklay really wants this. Ooh, bow is good.
Okay. Bow. That's good for
Really wants
Nath.
this Armos to drop a bomb. Yeah, really good for Nath. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I was like, really wants those bombs. So the nice thing about this bow right here is you can use it to peek this
Mm-hmm.
goal
Yep.
that normally you would need the long shot for.
Yeah. Very nice timing for that. Just $5. There's a way you can actually come back in.
Oh yeah, it's long, it's slow, it sucks. I
It's
would
long.
not.
I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't expect to see it, but
Yeah, like even if I can't peek it, I'd be very hesitant to go do it. If I peeked it and it was something, then I would be like, okay, I'll probably just do it.
yep.
But it's nothing, so we're not gonna check it at all.
Yep. All right. So the bow is going to be nice for Nath. That is one piece of the puzzle closer to the hook shot.
Ooh,
On
we got
Composer
more
Grave
big
Torch.
chests.
Nice. And Letsklay.
Ooh, and magic. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
really
That's
good for Nath.
great for Nath. All right. All of the panic gone. It's fine. I mean, I guess I don't think we should be too surprised to see those items early, considering it's a token seed.
My guess is that hook shot is well, now we know it's available very early in logic, but I was like,
Yep.
it's probably early in logic. Probably not gonna see a path to DC or path to Fandom Ganon, I would guess.
Yeah, it'll be hard to say. Just depends on where some other items kind of shook out to be. Because we do still have Minuet on Ocarina of Time.
Second bottle, not nearly as nice as the first bottle.
Yeah, nope.
It's useful for Bonko, but we don't have Bonko on, so it's not that useful. Because you get a fairy in one and you get the bugs in the other. It's very nice, but we're not playing with Bonko, so it doesn't really matter.
No, we don't need the song from Ocarina of Time, but it is relevant as far as whether or not the game expects us to have to do all dungeons. Forest could easily... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. No. Yeah, I stand by it. Forest could have our strength, too, for Spirit.
It could. We do need to enter Spirit. It is path to Fire Temple, so...
Yes, we have Sarius, but it doesn't stop Sarius from being a potential path.
Oh, just one off. There we go.
Alright. So, Granny was nothing, Medigoran was nothing, and we know the Chew salesperson is nothing, so... that wallet is not a concern.
Yeah, not gonna be relevant. Though, interesting, Letsklay does not have the Goron tunic, so... Or the wallet, so... Yeah. Nath is running very low on explosives, but gets
It's
two
two
very nice
drops.
drops there.
Our copy of Shoot the Sun, and King Dodongo is gone.
Nothing in the back of DC, but it's okay. The front was pretty loaded. Letsklay did not do the two skulls at the front, though.
Nope.
Choosing not to go in and do adult archery. That's a check I like to forget about all the time. That's why I normally just do it outside of DC, and just skipping those two checks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what's in those checks from Nath, I'm assuming. He does have choose. He'll be able to peek the Scarecrow one, even if he can't get it right now. Wait, is Water a path?
According to chat, yes, I did not see that.
Ugh. Alright. So, oh, to Bongo. Great. Amazing. So, DC not hinted path, but had the rest of our hookshot kit.
Yeah, I'm hoping Nath isn't a DC skipper. I really don't think skipping Stone DC is a good idea, almost ever, but some people like to do it, and occasionally it pays out. It will not pay out in this seed, though. Oh, we finally have Sun Song, though. Our chat rejoices.
Nath. Okay. Going Child, perhaps? Letsklay buying some bombs. Very nice.
Okay, now I'm much more worried for Nath than I was about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. That is concerning. He'll go do Deku in this swing, of course.
Yes. Outside of that, I feel like they've done a decent amount of child's checks that are available. Didn't really get much that opens up anything in that adult section.
And there's Prelude in the crater. Nath didn't have a way to cross the gap to the bridge there, so is gonna miss out on that. That'll be nice for Letsklay for routing.
Yeah, it helps Letsklay a lot more than Nath, since Letsklay is on VC and Nath is on emulator, but...
Yeah. But yeah, Nath has no quick way back to Temple of Time. No Bolero, no Serenade. But Sun Song, so at least the time of day isn't a concern.
Spirit has been hinted path already, Jax, so... Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Nath ends up going to Valley here after Deku. Just to not completely... Especially if Deku is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Deku is what, 11 checks with skulls on?
That sounds right. I've never thought about the number of checks in Deku. It's lots of checks, and
Yeah.
then it's more checks now.
Yeah, it's kind of like DC, where it just suddenly not quite doubles, but it becomes even stronger when you've got Dungeon Skulls on.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, Letsklay not doing those first couple skulls in DC, Colossus' left hand is dead. There's the Water Temple to Bongo hint.
All right. The one thing you do have to remember in Deku is that you do need to still go get that left chest at the top of Deku because there's a skull behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to forget if you aren't used to it because, especially with CAMC on. Right, and Letsklay can just beat Forest.
Oh, yeah. Which is nice. Letsklay can also just beat Deku when they go back child.
Yeah, so this is going to be... So depending on what's in Forest, this can start to be a pretty significant advantage. Even more significant than already has been, having this strength, or this hookshot.
Yeah, this is where we'll start really seeing impact.
Okay, didn't remember the skull, that's good. It's just another token. Almost at 20 already.
Yeah. It's one of those interesting things, like, oh, you never know where your tokens are going to be along the way, so grab the guaranteed ones. But here we are, already close to 20.
Yeah, that's not very surprising for full school sanity seed. Like I said, it's 40 and 50 that you get very worrisome about how you're actually going to get to those.
Mm-hmm.
So far I'm seeing a whole lot of nothing in this Deku tree though.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a
Oh,
bow.
okay. A bow. This is good.
Bow is good.
One
Maybe
step closer.
Deku has second magic and
Maybe the other
Nath all
magic
set.
is here. Oh, no.
So
Okay.
Deku can, or Nath can check the back skull, and Deku cannot get it. It is boomerang locked, but with bombs and the slingshot, you can at least peek it. Yeah, it's going to. I was like, are we gonna peek it? Yeah.
Yes.
It's an
Most
easy
certainly.
one to skip. Pretty slow to come all the way back here.
And it is actually very, like, resource intensive. Like, you still need a stick, you need bombs.
Yeah.
You need something to at least peek this with.
And it's nothing. That's one of the skulls that, like, even if I have everything to, like, get it, I'm just like, do I really want to go all the way back there?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Letsklay didn't realize that it was the giant's knife, I think.
Yeah. Probably, so, like, when I see the, like, big Goron sword, I don't read the text box.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just like, oh, big Goron sword, easy. And then it's probably like, oh, oops.
Right. Well, like, that happened the other day, I think during the multi-world we were playing. We thought that we'd seen Big Goron sword in a shop. And no,
It was just a giant's knife.
It was actually giant.
Alright, so we saw a key and a boss key that Letsklay is going to have to go out of his way to go get.
Wonderful. Yeah, one of the reasons that people end up routing Forest the way they do if they have the option is to avoid some of this. Chat discussing more obscure Forest key logic.
Forest key, skull, sanity logic. Yeah. I'm sure there are items that lock. Oh, are we seeing
Let's
3 key
go,
Forest?
3 key Forest. Nice.
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, I guess there's still nothing in those rooms.
There's another key. We're suddenly we have all the keys in Forest Temple. Oh.
Oh, that Octorok is so annoying. But yeah, very nice. Clay showing off some wonderful Forest tech and then showing off why Forest is terrible.
Yeah, how annoying Forest can be.
Alright, so Nath has taken the lead on medallions for a while. Would our tracker please correct Nath's medallion so it says Deku is fire med? Please, thank you.
Iron boots. Those are
Sarius
probably
locked.
not super important, but they could
water
be.
is path.
Oh, that is true. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's not a super nice location, but... I mean, I wouldn't say 100% required. They're probably required.
So everyone is saying that it's Din's. I'm assuming because we have all of the other items. Is that...
I believe so.
Okay.
It could be there's still like strength or something for Jabu that could be hinted there, but
and yeah, so we had a hammer here in Lost Woods on the bridge skull. I don't imagine Clay skips that, but I have been wrong and cursed these runners a few times already tonight. So I'm gonna stop assuming things.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Child Lost Woods. So, like, with Overworld Skulls, it is 3 checks that Letsklay goes back for, which makes it a little more appealing. But also, like, Letsklay's got quite a bit of stuff to do.
No, Tomal, I am not a witch. The hookshot was on the torches in the Composer Graven graveyard. Letsklay did it out of logic as child, doing flame storage. Nath forgot to pull out the stick, and then ran out of health to do it. Oh no, I'm not a witch.
No, Mel's cool. Please stop.
I got better. I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. If anyone doesn't know what references we are making here, it's a wonderful movie, very funny.
It's pretty good. I agree.
Yeah, Kayla, that's true. With hammer and hovers, probably don't need to go into Stone Spirit. Because what would we be missing at that point? We already had a wallet. We already had a Goron tunic. Our bows were available. Our bombs were available. Where were hovers?
I don't actually know where the hovers were. They were in forest.
Oh.
I'm curious what the path to Volvagia. Oh, right. Fire arrows were just in spirit. No, I think it has to be the fire arrows at this point because it's like everything else is.
Yes.
We have everything else in logic.
Yep, you're right. I forgot that the fire arrows were in that big chest in Child Spirit.
I did too, so I only remembered because it's on Nath's tracker.
Mm-hmm.
All Nath needs to do is go into DC though. It has 12 checks.
Oh, Nath. We're climbing, okay.
Oh, we're doing DMC skull.
Okay. I mean, Nath clearly feels like he's missed something. The answers are in Stone DC.
As they normally are. But yeah. So doing some extra child checks, maybe it's something big.
Yeah, but honestly, any one of these could pull out something big for Nath, and Letsklay, it's not on their radar at all.
Yeah. We do still need our whole Jabu kit. We only have one path to Baronade.
Yep.
So the other one's just somewhere.
Yes and no, serious business. I can understand wanting to have a hookshot going into DC because of those couple skulls that you like. I want to peek this. Aw, Owl Warp. Yay.
It's a nice owl.
It is, especially when you have 10 and 20 skulls ready to turn in. And, I mean, Clay skipped 2 of the skulls in DC. Those alone could be... Wait, did all of our skull rewards have tokens on them?
I think so. I do think that is true.
4 out of 5.
Oh, 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 30 has choose.
Okay.
I do remember now that it's been stated.
Yep. A happy 1 hour, everyone. I hope you are having a great time. I am enjoying this race. Lots of drama here, honestly.
Yeah.
Give our runners Nath and Letsklay a follow. Their links are in chat there. our trackers today, Tomo and this Natasha. Tomo also restreaming for us. Thank you both so much.
Yes, thank you very much. Trackers make our lives so much easier.
So much easier. And thank you, Bear, for joining me on comms. It's always fun chatting with you through races.
Mm-hmm. And please give Mel a follow. She's pretty great. So
No, give Bear a follow. She's pretty great. Frogs 2 is hinted dead, I believe.
yeah,
Because
we saw
River
that.
is dead.
Yeah, River's also dead. We've seen both hints. So
Yeah, that's one of the nice things. So, like Haunted Wasteland, usually you're just thinking of that, oh, bye, Clay.
oh, Clay looks like he's gonna take a bathroom break.
Yep,
I completely understand.
yep,
I think
little
my
bio
last
break.
race I had to take 2, so
But yeah, Nath is doing a lot of hiking around as child, pushing these soil patch skulls, looking for the next step. And we can only see if it pays out or not.
yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you, Inko. Yeah, this is some good info to have on Nath's part. What you can peek and what you can't peek through barriers.
Yeah, that one is when you probably expect to not be able to peek, but it's actually pretty simple. Most projectiles go through that web. We can
I
look
think
at the skull.
I think it was arrows. Serious
Yeah, I didn't
business.
actually see it. Kind of
It didn't.
left too.
It
That's
looked like
nothing.
junk, but it was hard to see junk.
Yeah, it was junk that blended in with the wall pretty well.
Yeah. Which is why I say arrows. That fits that bill pretty well. Alright. Clay almost through Forest Temple. There is another skull here and another chest.
Just got nothing. Go has something. I would have picked that up.
I'd have picked that up. I was already there. Another token in the waterfall here in Valley. Oh, there we
As
go.
the DC to Phantom Ganon hint. Okay.
Perfect.
That. So every stone dungeon hinted path.
Mm-hmm.
This should push Nath straight into
That magic and the hook
DC.
shot. Yep.
Which means that magic is path, which I guess makes sense since it locks a hook shot, which we already know is path.
Yep.
Yeah, there was also a bow in Deku, so it's definitely not the bow.
Yeah, magic locks all the hook shots somehow. We do have lens, so it's possible that lens minigame is our other hook shot.
Yeah, there's a few things it could be. We probably don't. I say this, water is path, but we still probably don't need another hook shot.
Probably not. Especially since we have those hovers. Morpha becomes the only real concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nath has... Oh, the iron boots.
Yeah, Nath does have the iron boots.
And the hammer. Letsklay's next step is probably Deku.
And theoretically, while you're in Deku, you would clean up those couple Lost Wood checks you haven't done and get both of those, but not a guarantee, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Irons were on Skull Kid. Thank you, Talfile.
Did not see what was in the water, but didn't look relevant.
Think that it was another Hylian shield.
Walking past the scarecrow, being like, I don't need you this seed.
Oh,
We got
right.
good settings on.
That's like the worst thing, the muscle memory of going towards Bonoru to set up the song. And you're like, oh, I don't need to do this. Rob! Welcome in, Rob.
And sadly, no fishing shuffle. What a great setting.
If you haven't seen Fishing Shuffle, everyone, it's very entertaining. Yeah, so if Letsklay, let's assume that it's like perfect from here, you do Deku, you do your cleanup, Letsklay is going to be able to go get the path item in water, is going to be able to just go do fire.
And get the path item in fire.
Get the path item in fire, and probably do shadow.
Yeah, presumably be able to do shadow after
with
that.
our path to Bongo. Yep. Fishing Shuffle, all of the little, like, brown fish that you see, they're in the item pool.
And the items swim around in the pond.
And the items swim around like the fish do. It's so funny. The rod can also be shuffled.
Yeah. And then I believe child and adult fishing have two separate pools of items that swim around.
They do. It will identify if the fish that you've picked up is a child one or an adult one. The devs are always adding some very interesting options. That one in particular is a true gem.
It's so cool the first time you just look at the pond and it's just like, oh, there's like 12 items in there. Alright, so it looks like Nath is heading adult now. That Valley hint, honestly, big deal. Should be pushing Nath into the right direction to get that hook shot. Is still probably going to be a little behind, assuming Letsklay does indeed do the Lost Woods cleanup after Deku.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we'll have to see if that's actually going to happen or not.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting to see, too, if anything's on those first two skulls.
Yeah, I'm very... Well, I guess Nath has the bow, so can at least look at both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can only get one at the moment, but... I guess you could Armos push. If it's something big.
I mean, yeah, I think if it's something big, you just do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's faster than coming back. The one thing about DC, which doesn't come up super often, because normally when you go into DC, you can just clear every check, but it's really annoying to get to. It's like super out of the way.
Yeah.
Having to go back there kind of sucks.
Yeah, having Bolero and going as adult is basically the only good alternative, which we don't have Bolero. Wait, Nath, you didn't do Anju? Okay.
I think Nath had weird time of day and was here during the night.
Sure. Yes, thank you, Inko, for talking about pre-Zelda. So, we have Skip Child Zelda on when you start with the letter and a song. You don't have to.
It's one of the best settings in Rando.
yeah. The outside Ganon's castle skull could still be something. But,
Yeah.
like, what? Everything's hinted. Or been found.
So,
Oh,
theoretically, one of the Jabu items we just need to find somewhere.
Yep.
That being said, we have a lot of progression to do before we're likely to see that. Strength 2 is unhinted, but we probably do not need Strength 2. The Spirit Path to Volvagia has to be the fire arrows we found in Child Spirit.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, exactly, purple.
Which means that the hookshot somehow locks our dins, which...
If it's in water, would make a lot of sense.
Can you imagine if it was strength 2 in water?
I mean, it could be something weird. We have plenty of weird items that could be in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Or even better, it's just mirror shield sitting in there, and you just have to go find strength 2 somewhere.
Yeah, have fun. I don't think either of those skulls was anything.
I don't think so. I don't see Nath pushing an Armo statue right now, so I'm going to assume it was nothing. But I was only half paying attention. Alright, so here's the big moment for Letsklay. Letsklay cleans up Child Lost Woods, is well on his way to completing like 3 more dungeons.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, you have a horse, you have a lot of the like GTG kit.
It's just going straight to fire. Okay, so this is giving Nath a chance to come back after missing that flame storage on Composer Grave.
My magic. Top file. No. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if this was a GTG play, and missing that hammer and those irons are gonna be real big. Nath still has an entire forest temple to do, of course. Has to get there, decide to follow the magic in here.
Yeah, this is looking like GTG.
Yep. Can do what, Inko? Climb that vine? Yeah, so the hammer and the irons were like right next to each other in Lost Woods. The irons are on Skull Kid, and the hammer is on the Soil Patch Skull next to Skull Kid. Yeah, I would say a reverse and a GTG and Fortress clear probably gives Nath about the time he needs. And if Letsklay hasn't thought to go back and do that, I think they're in real trouble.
Yeah, well, we'll see. That should give back Nath most of the time in Forest.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. GTG could still certainly be a necessary step in this puzzle. We're still missing 2 Jabu items.
True. Yep.
One is locked behind something in fire, or it's in fire. The other one we have no idea. So, but yeah, this is definitely a break for Nath at the moment. Letsklay choosing to skip Child Lost Woods, the last 3 checks, both understandable, in his position, and also a big break for Nath.
Yeah. I don't even consider those a race purple bomber because Nath has probably been thinking about those torches since the second he didn't pull that stick out at the correct timing.
Yeah, if Nath doesn't go straight to Composer's Grave after beating DC, I would be astonished.
I would be very surprised.
Considering you have a fire arrow path and a magic path, that's the first thing you're gonna want to check.
Stop. I'm not a witch. But yeah, to your point, there could very well be something required here in Fortress or Gerudo Training Grounds, and suddenly this is all stuff that Nath needs to do anyway.
Yeah.
But once Nath gets that hook shot, that's when Clay is on the clock.
Yeah, definitely. Do we have we don't have a Fortress Foolish, right?
No. We have Wasteland, Jabu, and River.
Because I don't think Let's Play peaks the chest after getting thrown in jail.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it just doesn't like to do that, or you need to check this skull anyway.
Oh, I guess you do need to check the scroll.
It could be the boomerang. We know it can't be a vanilla rang, unfortunately. It's just a piece of heart anyway.
And skull token. Gonna pick up the skull. Decides to pick that one up. Has skipped a bunch.
Is skipping the HBA skull.
Yeah, HBA skull sucks. So
I mean, it does.
It's also faster
suck.
to do. It's actually faster to just do HBA. And play Sun Song there, get it, and play Sun Song again. I'm pretty sure, rather than walking up there twice. It's a crappy skull.
Yeah.
But choosing to do GTG before going to do HBA stuff, which I'm a big fan of. I hate HBA.
Same. Alright, here is the hook shot for Nath. I can't imagine he's going to be very happy to see that.
No, that's like, as much as Nath got saved by finding that DC path, that is such a feels bad moment for Nath going back there and being like, I could have had this an hour ago.
Yep. But yeah, now Nath has a lot to do. Is gonna be able to go do forest, do fire, possibly shadow again, all of the things that Clay had on the table. If he'd done Child, Lost Woods at that moment in time, I think it's gonna be hard for Clay to end up back there. And so, like, another hook shot and gold scale could be good, but that hammer is still going to
the hammer's
really...
the key there. Like, you need to go do that.
Yep.
I guess the good news for Clay is kind of running out of stuff to do as adults. And child cleanup's gonna look a lot more appetizing the more he gets through this stuff as adult.
Yep. especially like not knowing if it's letter or boomerang in fire kind of probably keeps you away from ice, for
Yeah,
example.
I wouldn't rush ice knowing that one of the items is there, and like if it's just boomerang, then you're like, well, then I'm never gonna do ice.
Yep.
Um,
Vanilla strats, or intended strats, I should say.
this seems so much harder.
Yeah.
I know you have to do this in MQ.
Oh yeah, because there's like a fire ring or something.
Yeah, I hate it.
Oh, I see. Didn't have, only has 3/4 of a heart. But it has
Oh,
numbers,
yeah.
so yeah.
All right. Nath going into fire has Goron tunic, so shouldn't be very worried about this. We'll see. Um, so I normally don't like just rushing boss key, but I really don't like just rushing boss key when you know fire's path.
Yep. And yeah, Zephyr in chat, pointing out what Letsklay is figuring out there. That Scarecrow doesn't spawn if you are on that lower level. It's kind of like the one in water where Navi still indicates that Pierre is there, but you're outside of the spawn range.
Yeah, Pierre's weird.
Pierre is weird. Let's talk about Pierre for a second. This Scarecrow can move wherever he wants, and
Really
he
likes
goes and
dancing.
really likes dancing and goes to the center of a volcano. A
Yeah.
Scarecrow just chilling there.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I presume they're probably bugs, but there's a few scarecrows that like you have to play them from the spot that they would be useful to get to.
Yeah. I mean, that one, it makes sense to me because you're probably running along that anyway. You see the door, you don't necessarily register that it's locked, and Navi indicates that something is up there.
Yeah, I mean because I think the intended way you're I know this is probably going to come as a shock, but I don't think you're intended to just fall in the lava and warp back up there. I don't think the devs were
What?
thinking about that, so they probably think, oh, I have this locked door. I should probably play a Scarecrow song because Navi's being all weird.
There's no way the devs didn't intend us to abuse Link by throwing him into lava. No way.
Ooh, here's a big chest.
Other magic?
Mirror
Oh,
shield.
okay.
That's probably not relevant, but it locks 3 entire checks. That's
One
cool.
one less troll item for water to have. Put that back.
Maze looks pretty dead.
It would be pretty hilarious if Strength 2 was in water. On Morpha, specifically. And then our Dins was on Twinrova, specific.
Funny is not the word I would use to describe that. But
I mean, I think that it would be really, yeah. It
it
would
would
be
be really,
something.
yeah.
It would be really, yeah. I was trying to remember a word. Exemplary. Of why people don't like these settings. Or rando in general. Is Nath's adult supposed to be a big star fox?
I don't know.
It's a fox.
It's definitely a fox, I can
Can
tell you that
confirm
much.
it's a fox.
No. 1490, the ultimate curse.
I feel that strongly. That is
Alright, we're going back.
something I relate to. Yeah, I think his like very first arrow just missed entirely.
Yeah. Oh no. Alright, you can do
You
this.
got this. You got pots. You got this.
Just
Let's go, Clay.
go for the pot. Go for the pot. Let's go. You got this. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm a coward. I go for the pots every time.
Pot strats. Especially in a
Gonna skip
situation
this
like
skull.
that.
Oh, wait. Is remembering the skull exists.
Thinking about it. Thinking about it. No, backwalk. There we go.
There you go.
I thought Clay was getting on that horse, and I was like, no!
Yeah. So it
This-
turns out taking Epona out of here is like slow. it's really
so
slow. You don't want to take. That's why like it's faster to walk up here and then that's a boomerang.
Oh,
Holy crap.
okay. Now you really don't go ice. That's great for Clay. Oh,
There's a
our
long
long
shot.
shot.
In. Huh.
So Bolero is probably on Prelude.
Yeah, Bolero has to. Yeah. Has to. Yeah, I don't. So now we were in a very interesting scenario where Nath now needs to come out to the desert and get this very inconvenient check.
Yeah.
And Letsklay needs to go into Child Lost Woods and get this also not super convenient, but a little bit more convenient check.
Yeah. Clay's world is a lot smaller than Nath's right now. The options are very limited.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be, like, a benefit for them. Versus Nath, who now can just kind of do a lot.
Yeah. I think the big issue is if it is indeed the letter, and I'm going to assume this long shot isn't actually relevant to the path to Baronade.
Yeah.
Forgive me if it is.
Was that a big chest there?
I can't see.
Okay, sorry.
But I'm going to assume we get this letter here in Fire Temple. That ice is wide open for Nath, which is a big time pit that Letsklay is probably not going to go into.
Right, exactly. It is skulls. A few skulls. Clay gonna do what? Adult Lake into field cleanup, probably into child.
Yeah, I would guess so. Not getting the shirt.
Was that Zora Tunic?
That was Zora Tunic.
Ooh. Fire giving us a long shot and Zora Tunic is a little concerning.
You know what? You actually really want to go to water. I mean, so conversely, if it is just the long shot here, it's like, well, then it's probably just letter that is what is in, or I guess it could still be Dins, and it's probably just morpho locked. And then you just do ice is actually a good play in that case,
Right.
but we'll see how it
Correct,
plays
Twitch
out.
chat. Someone has been saying Paradox Letter this whole time, and that tunic, I would say, brings Paradox Letter into forefront just a little more. Because it requires the other wallet. Can you imagine the Zora tunic for the other wallet in Central Pillar, and suddenly Clay really needs to go child and get that other wallet as
That
well?
other wallet. Yeah. That, yeah. Not a great scenario.
I mean, at that point, you just KZ skip and get your...
Yeah. All right.
So, one of the kinder fire temples, when it's path and you don't want to have to make a decision.
Yeah. It's path, but also you have to climb the whole thing anyways. So.
Yeah, exactly.
The key. So it's either key or an item
I mean, at
here,
that
but
point,
at
you
this
just
point you have
finish.
to you have to check this. Like as much as it could just be a key, you're like
I think
I haven't been
there...
super paying attention, to be honest.
It was a key in highest Goron, but boss key on Compass. So I do think it's hovers blocked.
I don't think covers has to lock fire. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. Hovers are just sitting in forest, and Nath's gonna go there, so...
Yeah, I think right now hookshot locks hovers and the other hook. So like it doesn't have to be. Yeah, like Incoherent said, I don't believe fire needs to be hovers locked. And I'm pretty sure Bolero isn't accessible because we have every item. We have every song we can get right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be hovers locked. I just don't think it has to be. And it's not hovers locked. Oh yeah, I guess technically if Wolf's the key, it could be. Right.
Alright. Toilet has the ice arrows. They moved a little bit.
Yeah. That's as far as I'm concerned, that's where the ice arrow should have been.
Yeah, right? Hey, new IT guy. Seed goes alright. Letsklay desperately needs to go back child and pick up hammer and irons from Lost Woods. Nath is completing fire here. We'll be going and doing forest. That's about the timer that Letsklay is on. However, Letsklay did find Boomerang on the horseback archery skull. So Nath will need to go do that at some point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So, Letsklay has less options for where his stuff can be than Nath, but Nath could also just choose to go get that boomerang. Is this
Oh, is this ice?
ice? I honestly very surprised by this.
That's an interesting call. I mean, where was the River Foolish hint?
Oh, if he doesn't have the River Foolish hint, then yeah, this makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was not paying enough attention to know where that hint was or who got it.
Volv is a key.
Maybe
Nath,
Clay is gonna get big Goron sword from this and save that 30 minutes. Who
yeah,
knows?
exactly. The info alone, very helpful. Oh, is picking up double defense. Very nice.
It's very simple to just go
Yeah.
and grab it as adult there, so.
Yep. Yeah, I think Clay's thinking the overworld skulls. There is one in domain.
Yeah, I just really hope this doesn't turn into an ice trip.
Yeah.
Because ice is the last place Clay should be looking right now.
Mm-hmm. Unless it is Paradox Letter, that could save some time, but there's no easy way back.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is Paradox Letter, like you're not going back there anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. No Minuet, no Bolero. Yeah, Fire Path is water key logic.
Yeah, but that does give you a lot of nice information because now you know that the path to Bongo and the path to Baronade are going to intersect, so
Was that strength 2?
I didn't see. I was making hand motions and looking at my hands.
Well, it's not strength 2 in water.
Strength 2 here for Clay. Not a good thing.
I know.
Actually.
Yeah, that's not great.
Not what you wanted to see here if you're rooting for Letsklay, because that opens up a whole lot of Spirit Temple.
Uh-huh.
And we know there's not anything important in there at this point.
Yep. Interesting.
Yeah. So like obviously Spirit right now is a great play for Letsklay, like a lot of items.
Yeah.
We know it's not gonna work out, but like
Yeah,
I
that's
understand the appeal.
very unfortunate. Because you're sitting here, like, they're thinking, oh, I did it. I found the missing piece.
Yeah, it's certainly very easy to be like, oh, fire arrow. Especially, I think it plays a little bit to Let's detriment that he got the hook shot out of logic.
Yeah.
So it might not have even registered to him that the fire arrows lock that hook shot.
Yeah. Jimbo, you didn't get unlucky. We've been giving Jimbo, one of our top 64 participants, some grief over his most recent race. You did really well, though, Jimbo. You should be proud. I'm very supportive of the runners, Inko. Give our runners a follow. Letsklay and Natherian. Did Clay not think out the fire arrows path? Possibly purple.
We're not 100% sure. So the thing is Spirit is a whole lot of checks.
Yeah.
And Letsklay's missing quite a few items.
Yeah. Yeah, so Letsklay didn't actually use the fire arrows. Oh, yeah, okay, Zeph. Sure.
Yeah, and I think there's also I don't believe Clay has the path to DC, so isn't thinking about dang,
Clay
the
did
two big
get it.
ones.
Clay did get that
Oh,
after
Clay did.
GTG. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what kind of bait do we have in here? Actual big Goron sword? Oh,
Fireball.
okay.
Convenient they give it to you after. And another
Yeah.
bag. Go get that strength from Domain and then go get this blue fire bottle.
Yeah. I mean, that's very interesting because, I mean, we can talk about Paradox Letter again. That blue fire is not in logic. Like, the game does not consider that your blue fire access because you can just
throw
dump
it out. You're just like,
What?
you know what? Blue fire kind of sucks. I'm gonna get rid of you.
What did Nath just do? Oh, did Nath accidentally fly?
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. You just wait a little bit.
He clipped out of bounds by Clay. Yeah, that also happens. You know, OT's got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's a pretty old game. It happens.
Yeah, sometimes there are... Yeah, sometimes you just accidentally fly. Don't worry about it. Nath knows enough. You just wait a minute. Oh, take those arrows, Clay. You have 5.
No.
No. It's not sus. It's an unfortunate game mechanic. Nath is not going to be able to do Sunblock Room, probably. Alright, well, this is exactly what Nath needed Clay to kind of get off course a little bit, and as far as Clay's concerned, they're not off course at all. This is a path location.
Yeah, like, theoretically, in Clay's position, like, finding that strength 2 in Domain is, like, massive.
Yeah, exactly.
But, unfortunately, given the extra information we have, we know that strength 2 is going to lead to a lot of extra time spent doing nothing of particular interest.
Yep. I mean, they do knock you... Yeah. They can shoot fire if you look like you're going to attack them, but they also can knock you into the holes between the platforms. Hey. Never worried.
Double magic.
Maybe
For those
that
wondering,
will...
yeah, that is magic locked.
That is magic locked. That's so funny. And that's similarly probably not gonna connect.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, like, if you're not super familiar with Spirit Key logic, it's very easy to go right over your head. Like, that's
Mhm.
definitely not magic lock. Oh, it certainly is.
Most definitely. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Clay having those two different paths, the fire arrows and the magic, it just, sometimes that information doesn't connect in your brain the way it needs to.
Yeah, and also we don't know that he hasn't figured it out. Like I said, Spirit at this point in time is just a whole lot of checks.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like even if you have like in Clay's position, even if you're like, okay, the magic and the fire arrows are definitely path.
Yep.
There's like 10 more checks in Spirit Temple. Why would I not go do that?
Yeah, exactly. Especially without additional items. Like, you're expecting to find your hammer here. But you also want your, like, GTG trip to have been worth it. Because that's where our mirror shield was.
Yeah, but I mean that was already worth it with the
The
boomerang.
boomerang. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's a much more interesting race we have now because now Letsklay has done enough other things that Nath is very much back in this, and like we'll have to see who ends up going to get the item they need first. Oh no! Ooh.
Oh. Nath, no.
Oh, I was gonna. Yeah, that's unfortunate falling down there.
It
It
wasn't me
takes like
this time.
it takes like a minute to get back up there. It's
Yeah.
pretty crappy to have to fall down there.
Yeah. You see people a lot if they have Furor's Wind, they gamble skipping the first Stelphos, hoping that you can skip both of them.
I've never seen anyone do that. I'll be honest. That sounds way too risky to make it worth it.
Oh, a key. Yeah, so you're Letsklay in this scenario. You're finishing
Oh,
Spirit, you're reversing, I assume, to do the Silver Block room, GTG.
yeah, I saw. I was just gonna say, Nath did the fast strat in Forest Block Room, which means
Oh,
has to do it a second time.
which means
That's where it loses time.
it's slower. Yay. Amazing. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Nath fall through that hole before, and you gotta wonder what's going through his head after, like, missing out on that hook shot for so long. I thought that he had great recovery, but I wonder if at this point he's thinking, God, everything was just kind of there. Clay's probably in shadow.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those like mistakes that you make, and you're like, I played this Forest Temple 400 times.
Yep.
I've made that never fallen down there before. Maybe done it one other time. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's one of those just like, ugh, why did I have to do this now of all places kind of moments? But
Yep.
it's not the end of the world. We there's still a lot of race left because we've
Oh.
got a lot of things to figure out.
Yeah, it just depends how trolly whatever item it is in water ends up being. it can't be too much because we've already seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
But if it ends up just being our letter, for example, and we still have to go do fountain or ice.
Yeah. I think probably, yeah. I don't know. I think probably the thing that hurts the most for Nath would be if it's strength 2, or if it's a strength there, and it's like, oh no, it can't be. Never mind. We have that's foolish. Ignore me.
Yeah,
But
Jabu's not going to give us anything of interest.
yeah, there's not much. Like it could. I guess the big thing is if it's just a letter,
Yeah.
and it's like one of the child skulls, then like Nath is gonna lose a bit of time going to ice.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I would say one of the real, like, decisions you'll have to make in water, specifically. Are you full clearing water, or are you leaving as soon as you find an item?
I think you have to leave as soon as you find. Well, so here's the thing: is if you find an item that's not long shot locked, then you should stay in. It's basically.
Right.
But if you find an item that's long shot locked, you get out of there. Especially if it's Dins.
Like, worst case scenario, the way you would usually route Water Temple. You get your keys and you go do Boss Key, which is long shot locked, right?
Yeah.
Strength 2 is there. That
Well,
sucks for Nath.
that sucks for Nath because we know there's something else in water.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Like, there is still a troll element to this. In theory, shouldn't there be 2 items? No. It can all converge, because the original locations were hinted for separate bosses, it can still converge in water.
Yeah, so basically the most likely scenario is that it's either letter that locks Dins or Dins that locks letter.
Yeah.
Alright, so Nath finally we got finishing up almost on the forest. We got Letsklay finishing up that spirit temple.
Yeah.
So here's where we get some decision points. Well, not really from Nath, but from Letsklay.
Yeah. Letsklay did not go back to GTG for the silver block room.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's so slow.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Makes sense.
I think child cleanup is more appealing to Letsklay than going back for the silver block room.
Or is unfreezing King Zora more appealing? Did I just hurt your soul, Bear? Are you okay?
I honestly, I didn't really. It didn't really register in my head, so it's okay. I was just.
It was too unfortunate to even think of.
Yeah, and like we were saying, like Letsklay certainly could have known before going into Spirit that fire arrows were already resolved as a path.
Yeah.
Well, most likely resolved as a path to Spirit Temple, and just went in there because it's like 10 checks that are pretty quick.
Yeah, it's plenty of checks. Already had the items to finish it after not finding items to go into any other dungeon. Like, that's the big thing.
Yeah. But now let's see. We're doing some overworld skull cleanup, it looks like.
Yeah, I think this is potentially this near Cack Skull and Casey.
Probably play a song from here. I guess you could go Casey.
I don't like
I
the
don't like
idea
Casey.
of pushing Casey.
Yeah, we'll see. I would just play Prelude out of here, I think, but we'll see what happens. No, we're leaving.
Yeah,
No, this is KZ.
Yeah. There's just so much Clay can do as child with that
Oh wait,
boomerang.
no, we're going back into it. CAC.
Fire?
What are we missing in this area? I'm not sure. Maybe he remembered those two skulls in DC?
Yeah. Dipping fire to see if the item is accessible. Alright. Nath should have Prelude, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you would have gotten it on the way to fire.
Yeah. So Nath has...
I was about to be very confused. I'm like, you just played Sun Song. Are you really not going to get this skull?
Yeah. Let's see.
But figured it out.
I'm assuming Nath's just gonna
I guess
call
we got a
Epona
hike
and
to water,
hike
yeah.
to water, yeah. Alright, yep.
We got a lot of paths pointing at water being a key player.
Yeah. Keys. Water keys? Yeah.
Is definitely gonna do checks along the way. Still needs one of the not we know it's boomerang in Fortress, but Nath knows he needs one of those two items is just out in the wild, so gonna do all these checks.
Alright. Clay, where are we going?
Yeah, I think this. Did he not do the skull?
Must not have. Or the fairy fountain.
Okay, yeah, didn't get this skull.
Collect it. There you go.
Nice huge rupee. Just
Nice.
throwing it on the ground because Hardy has a full wallet.
I don't think Rudo's to Din's would be a screw up in ice, because Jabu's foolish, so...
Yeah, so like, it would cost time, over Letsklay because if it's one of those two child skulls in Fountain, but other like ice is makes a whole lot of sense to go there and isn't necessarily a bad play.
Yep. Alright. I think this might be Case. Oh no.
This is the skull.
Yep.
Skull we just saw from Nath's end.
Come on, wallet and central pillar. Comedy option.
That would be something.
Yeah, happy 2 hours, everyone. I know we've posted the runners links a couple times, but please give them a follow.
Two great runners. Everyone in the top 64 is great, so you should definitely follow them.
Yep. And this has been certainly a seed. A lot of very inconveniently placed items for where the runners have needed to go. And,
Yeah,
which is
but I mean
why...
that's full skull sanity for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Our trackers today, Tomal and this Natasha, thank you so much for pushing all the buttons, making sure we know what runners have done. They're paying way more attention to the details than we are. I promise you that. Tomal also
It helps so
restreaming.
much.
And Bear is joining me on comms today. Give her a follow.
And give Mel a follow. She's great. She plays this game sometimes.
Sometimes. There was a chance I was playing it tonight.
But we're doing this instead.
But we're doing this instead. Key? I will say, chat is discussing how things are key locked in water. And the skulls are very interesting because almost all of them are behind a key, but not the 2 keys that we think of.
Yeah, so there's basically there's 2 4-key lock skulls. 2 0-key lock skulls and 1 5-key lock skull.
Yep. Very weird.
Yeah, interesting. I guess you do check these. No, you don't need to beat Morpha. I would just rush the key lock skulls.
Yeah, right. Wait. All right.
We're getting this not often seen skull here, in the bottom of water.
Ugh, the skull's the worst.
It's slow. It's out of the way. It is a very inconvenient skull.
Mm-hmm. This is added into the sometimes hint pool.
It is,
but unfortunately, we don't have it. Play, hoping this is letter. Unfortunately, it's just another bow. Oh.
Oh, okay. That is not long shot locked. So I keep going in water.
So letter is, yeah. 2 items are here. Now Tomal's the witch. Tomal asked about that.
So it could be the skull and like it's also long shot locked.
Mm-hmm.
The adult skull, but yeah, now you definitely are rushing the back of water.
Did Nath peek the central pillar skull?
I don't think Nath went in there at all. But they're not long shot locked, so we don't. Oh, I guess it could be Zora Tunic for the bottom chest, but.
Rang is on the horseback archery skull.
It's the BK.
Alright, and Clay is going child. You all can't see their camera, but it looks pretty clear that they're a little baffled, trying to run through their heads. Alright, what all do I need to do as child?
Alright. In the right age. Let's see.
Lens minigame first up, I think.
Yeah. Strength 2 does not matter in this seed, so...
Yeah, you actually don't need strength 2.
Despite Spirit being passed, Strength 2 completely irrelevant. It is very surprising, but it...
Alright. Clay gonna find out, unfortunately. Richard the doggo, while still a very good boy, nothing. But some of you have already begun getting your guesses in chat. I am looking for 5 letters, lefts and rights. I won't actually be paying attention to this, but...
Yeah, someone in chat can pay attention to what these boxes are. I'm much more curious to see these water checks.
About letter, yeah. Hey, what the hell's happened joining us in chat as well? Welcome in.
This is in fact full token sanity.
It is full token sanity.
I always love putting on the iron boots, and then you're like, I gotta wait a bit.
Yep.
That's not a letter. That's not.
Oh, Letsklay possibly gonna be doing all dungeon.
Alright, we got, I want to say 2 more long shot lock checks. One of them being Morpha.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this case you do Morpha first, because setting the water to get that central pillar skull sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Actually saw someone opened the door, then raised the water, and then you can use the irons to go back in.
Yeah.
But if you need to do that skull, less helpful. Yeah, Shoot the Sun is already hinted dead. Everything is a token because there are 100 tokens added into the item
There's
pool.
a lot of tokens out there. Yeah, you just notice how many tokens there are when they're just all in the pool. It's like,
right?
There sure are a lot of those. Alright, let's see what is on Morpha.
Yeah, because it could also easily just be for a key. In Central Pillar.
We've got these 2 checks outside water. I assume Nath is going to do now. That are long shot locked.
It's just the skull.
Oh right, Suit the Sun was hinted. Sorry, I forgot. So just the skull.
Good.
I forget sometimes in seeds that I'm playing. I'm not going to remember in seeds that I'm commentating. Not doing the skull, going right back into water.
Yep. I'm trying to remember how many keys we actually saw. Because the thing is, the chest in Central Pillar is tunic locked. The skull is not.
The skull should be long shot locked, I think.
It is long shot locked.
Well, those are the 2 items we got in fire.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Letsklay is not remembering he has checks left in Lost Woods, or is choosing to do other checks first.
I mean, this makes sense. There's quite a few skulls in this route.
Yeah,
Link
not a bad
skulls,
play.
alley skulls. Just not the correct skull.
But so it has to be blocked by something in fire. I don't think it can be in shadow.
Uh, 10 and 20 have both been turned in, and both
They're
were
both skull
tokens.
tokens.
Yeah. Is the skull by the boat in shadow long shot locked?
Oh, okay. That's a key.
Gross. I hate it.
All right, come on. Tunic right here.
Yeah, so that's our last key.
Oh, I meant wallet, sorry. Wallet
Yeah.
right here.
Come on, wallet. Comedy option.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
And
that
this.
sounds...
This is
and this
available. That's nothing.
That's nothing, yep. Alright, no comedy option.
All right.
What else?
Is Nath gonna remember this goal? Unfortunately for Nath,
There's
has
no easy
pushed the
way up.
water has pushed the water level down, so now he's gonna have an interesting time trying to get back up here.
Oh.
Pretty sure. I don't actually know if you can climb up this, but my guess is no.
I actually have seen it, and I thought that it was potentially a seam walk the other day, because I saw
Oh,
someone
we're good enough.
accidentally summon Pierre and fall.
I mean, water completion is always long shot locked.
Yeah, but it's just minuet on AD, so, like, you don't care about
Yeah,
that
it doesn't
song.
lock anything.
You did that in your match the other day.
Oh, it's just in shadow.
No, that's seed bleed, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it's useless minuet that is on AD.
So, if that skull in here is long shot locked, and it's a key that we need to complete Shadow, suddenly Storms is on the table on Burning Cack.
Yeah, that is true.
Grab it. Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing is that no matter how bad anything looks for Nath, Nath is not going to do anything that Clay won't also all get to do. Yeah, words.
Yeah.
Those
okay.
words.
Words are hard. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's so hard to tell, like, how this is going to shake out at this point in time because Nath just has a bunch of progression that,
Yeah.
like, we're going to also do. And it's like, we won't know until Nath is done, you know, how fast it's going to take him to go check Fortress.
Yeah. And, like, again, the second a Strength 2 appears, anything can reverse here. Because we just don't know the decisions Nath will make.
Yeah, it's very much still wide open. Like we said, that Rang and Fortress is not like a super convenient location for it to be in for Nath. So
yeah,
who knows when he's gonna go back? But at the same time, Letsklay is getting pretty close to last locationing this hammer.
Yeah. Clay is, I think, on the right path here, though.
But yeah, it's choosing to do, understandably, choosing to do all the fire check or all the child checks that don't have the hammer first.
Mm-hmm. What rang logic for Spirit Wayfaring Fox? I don't know that it matters in this because Child is fully locked out of climbing.
The upper child skull, you can just get that with a hook shot.
Do you ever jump too close to that rock and you're like, Link's dead. I have killed Link.
When you get the like dive bomb and then
Yeah.
it just like falls flat.
Face plants.
I like doing it in like Valley where you like
Yeah.
jump off and dive and then you just land and
next
then you
to
get the
cow.
like yeah. It's okay. Link can't feel it that much. It only takes like half a heart, so
That is one of the things about Breath of the Wild. Is like, couldn't everything just have the half a heart, 1 heart damage? No, Link keeps rolling and falling. He's screwed.
it's
Yeah.
1 heart of damage. Yeah, okay. It's still not that much. I don't know why I forgot how much damage falling damage is, but I did. Alright, so theoretically, after this child domain, Letsklay should just go into the Lost Woods.
I think so. I think that's the plan here. Which, unfortunately, like, it definitely made sense because there were more checks
Oh
in
yeah,
the loop
100%.
that Clay opted to do. It's just unfortunate that the checks that have the items are at the end.
Yeah.
And let's
Just
hope.
like Spirit before, it's like, you know, good idea. We know it's not going to work out, but it was a good idea.
Yep. And let's desperately hope that Clay doesn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think Clay has this Zora's River Foolish.
No. Oh. Playing a little tilted now, it seems.
I do that all the time where I go to jump slash that skull, and it's just like, no, you're
Yeah,
gonna get hit by it
it's like,
instead.
Get
I'm
wrecked.
like, why? Alright, here we go.
Yeah, top file. Doesn't bail after one of them, just finishes it out.
Oh, yeah, not getting Iron Tier could be kind of rough for Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that a hole-in-one? No, it's not. Okay.
No.
It was almost a hole-in-one.
Safe. Oh.
You get too close to the center of those.
It's so mean. All the bugs are just like,
They just
aha!
go, you know what? Ooh, this hole looks nice, and they just all go straight down, and you're very sorry. You're very sad. You're like,
Yeah.
well.
You're like, but I need those. Unfortunately, Lost Woods, there are plenty of grass patches with bugs.
Right, so the good news is that Iron Boots are gonna come first. So like, it's pretty unlikely you're gonna bail after Iron Boots.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Alright, that's definitely far enough away so you don't have to worry about it. But that first one, I was like, these look like they're going straight in.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay. This
Last
is
two
taking.
checks.
Yup.
Like the actual last two checks in this loop.
Yep. Alright. Do both of them.
Yeah, I really don't see why you would bail after Iron Boots here.
Okay, but Bear.
Yeah.
The curse
Okay,
is.
we're good.
Okay,
We're
okay.
good. We're good. It's okay. We can only curse Nath. We can't curse Letsklay.
Oh no.
There's enough
Oh,
strength.
no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Free.
As I say, we can only curse Nath. Nath picks up the strength and
No.
spirit.
No.
Oof. I think this race is now going to be extremely close.
I mean, we'll just have to see what Nath ends up doing, honestly, but he's gonna have to make a decision, and I am so curious already to ask how he makes that decision.
Yeah. I don't see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see why you would go GTG first over Spirit with Strength 2, but I guess it's possible.
I mean, fortunately for Nath, Spirit has hinted path to Volve, and he already knows what that path is.
Yeah, but like the rain
But-
could be in Spirit. There's nothing stopping
Yeah.
it from being in there.
Oh no. Okay, this is fine. We'll see. Letsklay has to go up to the compass chest in fire in order to get that. Get the boss key. We'll pick up Longshot and the Zora tunic on the way. And then I would expect them to go straight to water. They've seen the Path to Bongo hint. So
Alright, here's the skull.
Here it is. It's a key.
It's a key.
Okay.
So that's just Bongo, for the record. The rest of the checks in Shadow are not going to be locked by that.
Nope. But more importantly, it does lock storms.
Yes. So Nath is definitely not going to skip the back of Shadow. I was like thinking about it, I'm like, it still doesn't have. Oh, it's definitely not skipping it.
Yeah. I need to step away for a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
Alright, so we got a nice scenic boat ride from Nath. And we got Letsklay doing fire. Yeah. Letsklay probably going to be pretty disappointed in what he finds in this fire temple. I can't say I would have wanted to find a long shot in a tunic in there, but it's what's there. Yeah, if it's not on Bongo, it's gonna be it's probably gonna be a well trip, which is gonna be pretty unfortunate for Nath because he's definitely not gonna go get the ring before he does that. So it's at least one extra age change. Have we seen Lack? I don't think so. I It's not relevant in this seed, I don't think. I mean, we know where everything is, so it's not relevant. Alright, so when a location is pathed to a boss, it does not include the reward you get from that location. In the case of Shadow Temple, it does because Longshot is what's pathed, not Shadow Temple. But Fire Temple being path to Baronade, whatever you get from the Volvagia reward does not count as Fire Temple. Like the Volvagia heart piece does, but the medallion reward doesn't.
All right, I'm back. What's up?
Welcome back. Not much. There wasn't anything in the back of Shadow. What a surprise.
Wow.
And Letsklay is now climbing fire. Surely going to be disappointed in this long shot.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. You know you gotta go to water anyway. Oh, what is chat trying to...
Yeah, so someone had a question about if Fire Path to Baronade included the reward you get from beating the Fire Temple.
No. But
yeah,
it
does.
can, like what we're seeing here potentially, it can be for an item needed for another dungeon's completion for the reward. But in this case, it's not for Forest Medallion necessarily, but it is for Storms. Potentially.
Yeah. Alright. We got Shadow done. Hopefully this letter just is here on Bongo and we don't have to deal with all this storm shenanigans.
Storm's shenanigans? Castle 3, you say?
Oh no. Oh no.
Someone wished for this earlier, actually. Someone was like, I want it to be AD for Storms for the Castle 3 skull.
Well, it's in play. We got Hyrule Castle skull. I think it's...
What if it's
That's the only
Bolero?
skull that's...
What if it's Bolero for the Soil Patch skull?
It could be. It very well could be.
Oh, Coding with Fox. Chat always wishes for AD.
Yeah, chat's kind of mean. I don't really get it. They like to see runners suffer. I don't. I want to see runners be happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why, like, you know what? I really enjoy Forest Temple. I like the design. I like watching top players play through Forest Temple because it's just the execution and tech that you see in Forest. Fantastic. But runners don't have fun playing through it.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna get this DMT Storms Grotto first, presumably immediately followed by Kokiri Forest Storms.
Mm-hmm.
If letter is on one of these two checks, what do you think Nath does?
Ice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, and I'm like,
I think Nath will immediately go into river and do ice.
I don't like. It makes sense. I think ice is actually a really good play if you do find letter there, but I don't want to see Nath go into
Yeah. No. I know. I'm kind of like, I don't want Nath to go into ice. I don't want Nath to go into spirit, but I also really want this to be a close race.
Yeah.
And either of those plays gives Letsklay some of the time that they need.
Yeah. So I think Nath is going to go into spirit. I don't think that's a question. I think it's happening. Nath is just gonna do spirit before he crosses to go do GGG. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't see a world in which that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Nath's
But
gonna
Nath
do
could
bottom of the
skip
well
ice.
first. Yeah.
Nath could skip ice.
Nath is clearly gonna go do bottom of the well first. Check this soil patch skull.
Okay, it could be. We got Bolero for this soil patch skull.
Amazing.
That would be funny.
That would be peak comedy. I thought perhaps that Paradox Letter was peak comedy. I would say the worst thing is Paradox Letter isn't even off the table yet. We could still find another wallet here.
We'll find a wallet. It is true. Doing well first. I would have done the Bolero skull first, but
yeah. Since you're warping either way.
But might not be thinking of it. That's an easy one to like, oh, I just got Bolero. That doesn't lock anything, because, if you don't have overworld skulls, it doesn't lock anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Twitch chat, yes, Letsklay has a bottle of blue fire, but it's not logical blue fire. So what I mean by that is the game assumes that you're gonna dump out that fire, and so it's not a consistent source.
I'm pretty sure the logic assumes you're going to dump out that blue fire and then go pick up a big Poe with it.
Yeah, exactly. So we need either 2 wallets to buy blue fire, or Rudo's letter to go into ice and get blue fire to unfreeze King Zora. If we had open bridge, Ganon's would count, but we don't. Yeah, logic assumes you do the worst possible thing.
Yeah, in the case of bottles, the worst possible thing is to go pick up a big Poe.
And not know where to empty them.
Alright, so...
No, logic isn't an asshole, Wally.
Logic's great.
Assholes are the reason logic exists.
People being dumb is why we need logic. People like me being dumb, I should say.
I have 1000%, the worst possible key usage in Spirit that requires... Yeah, 1000% have done that. And I realized it after the fact. It's like, no.
The other day,
I'm the dumbass. It's
yeah,
me.
There was a key. One of my seeds basically was locked behind climbing spirit as child, and I saw a key, and I was like, I don't need that key. And then I went back and got it, and I was like, wait, I definitely could need that key.
I could, yeah. I think I was watching that, desperately hoping that you would have to do that, actually. Because I was like, oh, but it's not beatable only. What's our access to Desert Colossus? Fun fact, it's going through Spirit and jumping down from the hand.
Yeah. It's a thing that happens with Dungeon ER sometimes.
Yeah, it can happen. Between that and random warp songs and random warps, it was a treat. It was a treat to hold on to that wish for so long.
One thing I will say is I am not a fan of random warp songs. Having to play it so much, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay if we just have regular warp songs. Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the settings. It's a minor setting that runners can pick. I felt that one was much more mid, not necessarily major, because sometimes it's not going to have much of an effect. But it's like, that really throws people off sometimes, the way it changes how you can navigate the game. Well, if it's one of the skulls in the well, Nath is really going to hope that it's the one in the like cage.
Yeah. But that's actually good. Well, if it's the one in the like cage, it's actually really good for Nath, because then you're not gonna go to ice.
Exactly. Yep. And yes, random warp songs will actually just take you anywhere.
Yeah, so there's logic behind it. Basically, no matter what, there isn't a combination of well, as long as all locations reachable is on, there is no combination of settings that I'm aware of that makes it so you don't need a Bolero warp. Because you always need Bolero to get that skull as a child.
Yep.
And then there are plenty of combinations that make it so either the Nocturne Warp or the Requiem Warp could not be required, though in most of the time they are still. And then you just get 3 warp songs that probably just take you to CAC.
Yep. Yeah, so in the case of what we're just talking about, there was still access to Colossus for a child to get that soil patch skull. It just wasn't via warp. But yeah, Nocturne Pad and...
Oh no, there it is.
There it is. Alright. Well, that's good for Nath because he's not going ice now.
We're not going ice.
But that's bad for Nath.
Because you have to come back.
Because you have to come back. And we're still probably seeing a spirit play. Letsklay is back in fire?
I'm assuming Letsklay did not do Hammer Chest.
That's unfortunate.
And is now reclimbing to go find out that Hammer Chest is actually nothing. But
yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah. He doesn't look very happy about doing this. Just saw Boss Key and bailed on...
I wouldn't be very happy about doing this.
I wouldn't either, but I definitely would have done what Nath did and just done it while I was up here, because I already hate that I'm here. I'm not climbing back up.
I think that makes... I can understand. So, you have 2 keys left in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand. It's a hard thing to think about. So you're up here, you're with 2 keys, and you just got the boss key, and you're just like, do I gamble on Volve not being a key, and then I can just skip these 2, or do I gamble that Volve is a key, and then I go check this?
Yeah.
And it's like, you feel bad if you make the wrong choice, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. And Nath is
skipping
not
Spirit?
Going Spirit.
I'm very surprised.
Or maybe just doing
might still just doing the Colossus first. Could just play Requiem out of this fountain. We'll see what happens here.
Oh, he doesn't have Mirror Shield. That's right.
I mean, why would... Mirror Shield is 3 checks. I don't see why you would skip Spirit if you don't have Mirror Shield.
No. Yeah,
that is... I mean, Spirit is really dense with strength too. I don't know. Yeah. Like, it's the right call for Nath.
Yeah.
I would never have made it.
Yeah, as long as he remembers that skull with... Which, the way he's been playing, I don't think that's going to be any kind of issue.
Yeah. I wonder... I guess the real question is so... Nath is certainly in a position where he could skip all of GTG, but is he going to?
Yeah, I guess I don't know if you do the skulls first.
Yeah, I don't. There's especially like it's hard to tell, especially since you can full clear GTG. It's a whole lot of checks that you can do. Some people live by HBA first. Some people, like me, live by GTG first. But it's very much a player preference thing.
Yeah. And yep, Letsklay is headed into water. Nath being here, I don't think Clay has enough time.
Yeah, the fact that Nath didn't do Spirit is going to be probably the game breaker, I think, at this point.
Yep. But it still actually is going to be much closer than it looked like it was going to be at one point.
Yeah.
Having that boomerang, Clay will probably get into bottom of the well, be able to pick up that letter in one go. It will save some time, but... Unless Clay rushes that skull and bails.
I don't see how
Which
you
I
could,
don't see how
given the
you do
information
that.
you have, but, you know, weirder things have happened.
Yep.
Okay, so, yeah, no, this is definitely Nath is not doing GTG first.
Yeah, nope.
Which is probably going to be the end of the line here for Letsklay.
I guess I don't know. Is this for seeding, or is this make or breaking one of their tournament runs?
I'm not sure on the actual standings. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick.
Always rush Basement Skull. Imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, no,
I don't have to imagine because I don't think most people will run that.
Alright, so according to challenge, which I'm gonna assume is up to date, Nath is 2-0 and Letsklay is 1-0. So this is still very much matters for both players at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, if Letsklay loses this and loses the matchup against Alpha, then it's going to be a three-way tie between Letsklay, Ecola, and Alpha for the second place behind Nath.
Okay. And yeah, this is gonna be basically go mode for Nath. He does have to go back into the well to pick up the letter, but he knows where he's going.
Yeah. No. Yeah, this is unfortunate. That was honestly really great routing for Nath there to skip Spirit and then do Fortress before GTG. Saved a lot of time, and I don't. Letsklay is not going to be able to make this up.
No. So I'll be interested to ask Nath, alright, how did you decide not to go to Spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went from being a forest behind to a shadow ahead. We'll see what the final, like, shakedown is. And it all came down to Letsklay opting not to do Lost Woods after Deku Tree.
Yeah. Really, the It looked early on like it was definitely going to go in Letsklay's favor until until he left Deku and just played Prelude.
Yeah. And that is another thing I'm kind of curious about on Nath's end is, like, okay, obviously Composer Grave Torches were, like, in his mind, but when would he have gone to Dodongo's without that hint in Valley?
I mean, I honestly think he was basically out of checks outside of DC at that point, but there were very few he had left.
Yeah, I mean, he got the irons and the hammer after that, I think. Maybe it was before.
I don't remember, but so the hammer does very little in that scenario, because you didn't have a way to get to Fire Temple.
Yeah. True. Yeah, and the irons don't do anything for you either.
Yeah.
KZ skip, I guess.
Definitely rush ice after getting those iron boots. That's what I would do.
Yep, absolutely. The fountain obviously has something. All right,
Always.
so Clay is bailing.
I think Clay is going to go back in. I think it's just like, I'm going to check this goal because it's long shot locked.
Fair. Yeah, because you're certainly not thinking shadow key logic.
Yeah, it's not the easiest goal. I mean, I forgot it while coming, so definitely not the easiest goal to remember that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that skull in shadow is long shot locked.
Shoutouts to Chad for being more on top of long shot uses than we are. Alright, Nath about to go into the worst child dungeon.
Easily. God, Jabu is not super fun.
Yeah. Jabu definitely is like, I don't know. It's so funny. I see people say a lot like, "Oh, I hate the dungeon, but Baronade's great." And I'm like, "Nah, fuck Baronade."
Baronade's dumb. You know what is great though? Jabu in Saws. What a great dungeon. When you just do all the skulls, the shortcuts down, it takes like 2 minutes. Oh, it's pretty great.
Yeah, Lucid Dreamer summarizing nicely why I hate Jabu. The sounds and the look of Jabu. Ugh. Rudo's letter was in bottom of the well. Rang locked.
Yeah, it was certainly a Rudo's letter place. It made us do a lot of work when we thought it was just going to be sitting there and fire.
Yep.
I mean, I think the Legend of Zelda series just had a thing in this time for giant fish that you can go inside. It's just so you got the Oracle of Ages question mark that also has Jabu.
Yeah.
Has a Jabu dungeon.
Wait. Nintendo reuses.
Yeah, I know, crazy.
Bosses and dungeons.
They have dungeon names that are the same.
What?
Do you know there's more than one forest temple?
Whoa. Did you know there's another boss where you shoot the hands and then an eye?
That would no. There's no bosses like that.
There's no bosses
Nintendo.
like
Bongo
that.
is super unique. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no other boss like that in any other franchise.
At least Goma is unique to Oot. Right?
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
just regular regular
no.
Goma might be, but it's also not.
It's also not.
You know what is unique about this Goma? It's not weak to the bow. It's weak to the slingshot.
I mean, you can still shoot it with a bow, though.
Yeah, but you can't stun it with bow. You can only shoot it off the ceiling.
Yeah, only shoot it off the ceiling. Yep. Dang. I'm learning so much. No, I think Oot is a completely unique game. Nothing from it is recycled or recycled later.
Yeah, definitely. Zelda 2 has some very funny boss names. You got, was it Helmet Head? No, something. Horse Head, and there's another head. Horse Head. Isn't there's a second head, isn't there? I don't know. Zelda 2's got some interesting bosses. Yeah.
You know, Zero Charisma's got a good point here. They keep reusing the ultimate bad guy. When are they
that's
gonna
why
get
they made Vadi, and then everyone hates Vadi.
It's true. But you know, like, when are they gonna get a new hero? Why is it always Link and Zelda and Ganon? This is explained.
They have
Play
Linkle.
the games. Ew. Why? Gooma. Bye, Tobias. Thanks for stopping by.
It's almost over, Tobias. You can stay. You need Tingle. Yeah, they would never make 2 games where Tingle is the main character.
No.
Never.
So it's true. Garrett him pretty.
I hear he's Ganondorf's sword.
What? I don't know. Oh, collecting Tingle statues is annoying.
But do you like collecting Tingle maps? Is that a thing you enjoy?
No. Honestly, it's so funny. I had a friend who was telling me why they didn't like Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, that's fair. I get it. Everyone has their type of game. But then, like, what they do with most of their free time is play farming sims, and I'm like, every Zelda game is basically a farming sim and fetch quest. Like, every single one. I will fight anyone.
I don't know. I don't really play much farming sims. I have issue with games that don't give me clear direction on what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And I tend to just bounce off them, but
yeah. I like having a clear objective in a game, but I'm also not above being like, I'm gonna go cut grass for 5 hours and collect all of the Tabantha wheat that drops.
It's actually funny. I didn't realize you could cut grass to get items in Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom until I saw my roommate do it in Tears of the Kingdom after I had already beaten the game. I was like, oh, you can do that?
Cut so much grass for the wheat.
I know cutting grass is like a common mechanic in this series, and it had just never occurred to my brain to be like, oh yeah, you can just slash the grass in Breath of the Wild. Why couldn't you do that?
Why couldn't you? Oh no. I feel like some people have learned dark magic today. Oh. Alright. Nath made it through Jabu. Letsklay is finishing up water here.
We can start paying attention again. We got actual interesting stuff like this Baronade fight.
I did 100% Breath of the Wild BTW. That's how I ended up. That's how I ended up here today, in this moment.
A very clean first two phases of Baronade from Nath, and it's looking like a clean last phase as well. Yeah, I played Breath of the Wild for like 35 hours, and then I was like, you know what? I don't really want to be playing this game anymore. And then I beat it, and I stopped playing it.
No, that was 100% a COVID project for me, was finding all of the Koroks, upgrading all of the armor. It was terrible. And then I was like, I wonder what the world record for this is.
And now we're here.
And here we are. It's even shorter than that now, Tomo. Because they found the wiggle bomb flying.
Wiggle bomb flying?
Yeah. They call it BLSS, but I didn't want to get, like, technical on anyone. Because that's not what we're watching here. We're watching Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time? What kind of game is that?
It is a magical game that is 25 years old now. Happy birthday. Quarter of a century.
Birthday. I heard it was a pretty bad game.
Whoa.
Or maybe that's just the randomizer.
It's just the randomizer. That's rando in general. That's rando in general.
Yeah. Alright, so we got Nath coming up to the Ganon's Tower climb. Well, Letsklay starting in Shadow.
Yep.
My guess is Letsklay is going to forfeit as soon as Nath finishes, but I'm not looking at race time, so I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I think that's probably... I think Letsklay... I don't have audio going on for Clay, but reading facial expressions, I think Clay expects to lose any second.
I think Clay is pretty done with this seed at this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's one of those, just hurry up and finish.
Yep, exactly. Because Clay is also trying to piece together what in the long shot is going on here.
Yeah.
How many times are they going to do Final Fantasy, and which one is the final?
They're all the final. Actually, once you play one of them, it doesn't matter which one, you're not allowed. Legally, you're not allowed to play another one.
Yep.
That's how.
That's basically what happened for me.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize until I was an adult, and now I don't play them anymore. And it definitely has nothing to do with me not really liking the new direction of Final Fantasy.
I don't know. I played 7, I really enjoyed it. And then I played 8, and I was like, this is garbage. I don't enjoy this. And then I played...
8 is a little garbage.
And then I played 10. I skipped 9 for some reason, and I played 10, and I'm like, this is a lot garbage. Obviously, disclaimer, my opinions do not reflect ZSR's opinions on video games.
Does ZSR have opinions on video games?
I don't know, but, like, I'm not speaking for ZSR. But I do think that I did not enjoy either of those games very much. Also, Chrono Trigger, excellent game.
Yeah, I liked Chrono Trigger. I don't love Chrono Trigger, so
Yeah.
don't
I
hate on me.
definitely
But I enjoyed it. I wouldn't play it again.
Yeah. I tell people that they should play it if they haven't played it, but I have only played it through twice. But I thought it was a really good. Also, like, if you're a nerd like me and you liked Dragon Ball Z, the vibe is just too strong to ignore.
Tunic is great. I agree, Tobias. I love Tunic. I had a lot of fun with that game. I also enjoyed I enjoyed Sea of Stars about as much as I enjoyed Chrono Trigger, which is to say I liked it, but I did not love it.
But I didn't love it.
The one issue I have with Tunic is that it's so hard to talk about it to other people who haven't played
Who
it
haven't played it.
because the whole game is a spoiler.
Yeah. I know, I actually haven't sat down and played it yet because I watched a, like, friend of ours play through it so many times. It was like, I realized that this is like the rando and it's speed runs, but I feel like I've spoiled myself.
There's
But-
so much of Tunic is just like figuring out how to play the game that you just like once you know, it's like, oh, but like if you don't know, and Tunic does a great job of being like, oh, you know this thing that was really hard, well here's an easy way to do it, and you're like, what?
Right.
That was so rude of you.
You're like, couldn't you have just told me the easy way? Alright, phase 1 of the Ganon fight done for Nath.
All right. Let's see this phase 2. Phase 2 either goes like really well or like Ganon is just kind of a big jerk.
Yeah, my Ganon fight is so bad, and I'm always like, am I just rolling too far? Like, what am I doing wrong? But, you know what? Nath did that very nicely. Get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, get your GGs for Nath. Nice win. If I'm remembering from like 5 minutes ago correctly, it's going to put Nath at 3-0. Very nice job.
Clay glancing over at race time, I assume, and just begging for the finish to come in. GG's, Nath, welcome in.
GGs.
We are on a 20-minute delay. All of this occurred 20 minutes ago. So I'm not sure if Clay will be joining us for an interview, but there is a French restream going on, so I'm guessing they joined that instead. But we have Nath here. Any thing you'd like to start off talking about the seed?
Oh, my forest temple. I wanted to cry.
Yeah, that fall was pretty rough.
I
Yeah,
think the only thing that
definitely.
was really awkward was, well, one, like, the very beginning was the freaking flame storage and composer grave. I don't know what I did. I just never pulled a stick out.
Yeah,
like,
you just didn't pull out
Yeah.
the stick. Yeah, I was watching, I was like, wait, I don't think he pulled out a stick.
I think I was routing in my head, like 15, 20 minutes ahead of myself, and then I just kind of didn't like focus in like the present.
Mm-hmm.
But ended up coming back to it. I mean, the path kind of pointed toward it. Besides that, the path that was the Fire Temple to Baronade.
That was a fun
Yeah.
path,
I was
wasn't
confused
it?
until I started thinking about okay, what else can be long shot locked? I'm like, oh, that one skull in Shadow Temple, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay. We missed it too. If we didn't have chat, I wouldn't have remembered it.
Yep. Same. So I guess one of the questions that we have, you picked up a strength 2 in Shadow. You already knew at this point that, like, alright, Letter's gonna be Storm's locked, you saw it, it's Rang locked in the well. How did you decide that you were skipping Spirit in favor of GTG?
Mostly the overworld skulls over there make that fairly dense. I think it was about roughly equal with Spirit. And then I think that my weight decider was one. I felt behind because the seed felt like a jet. Once I got the hook shot, I'm like, oh, the seed's just a jet. And so I'm like, okay, well, Rang is anywhere at this point, so that was kind of my other tilting point on it. And plus, if I happen to find a mirror shield on that half of the desert, then I can full clear Spirit when I come back to it.
Mirror was in GTG actually, but
yeah, it was on BMOS, but you
Okay.
didn't need it.
yeah, obviously you didn't need it. Yeah. So I had a question and then I lost it. I'm sorry.
Was DC next on your list regardless of the hint that you found?
If not, next, it'd been very, very close. They didn't have much left at that point. DC was just the next densest location. So I don't think I would have done much else before that.
Yeah.
It was 3 hours ago, so I don't recall exactly what was going on in my mind back then, but
Yeah.
it
that
would
was
have been
kinda
very
what we
close.
figured.
I do recall what happened when you were in Composer Grave, and I jinxed you, and I apologize.
Yeah, we
was-
were.
The most comms curse I ever could have done.
Because
I was-
Letsklay did it first, and so we were talking man, it sure would suck if Nath messed this up. And then you immediately messed it up.
I was considering just dying to refill health and do it again, but I kind of figured, well, I'll come back to it eventually, that's the case. And the other option I was thinking when I found that DC path was maybe it's String 2. And then you find, the actual hookshot in Spirit that's, not hookshot locked.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't exactly sure if it was Composer or hookshot or not. I was kind of surprised that, Fire Temple was just, the actual access was locked by hook. I thought it'd be, Bosky on Pierre or a skull over there, but it just ended up being just to get across the gap, which is...
Just to get there. Yeah.
Hook locked every other access.
So you're 3-0 now.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats. That's awesome. What are you looking forward to in brackets? Are you gonna keep some of these same picks that you've used throughout this, or is it just a day-by-day decision?
This one, so I don't get many options to play a full Skull Sanity Seed. I actually like Skulls a lot. So when Letsklay picked Overworld, I'm like, okay, I'll just make all of the Skulls. Looking at the list, there's no settings I hate or don't want to play. So I've kind of just been I'll play whatever I feel like today.
Sure.
I played a lot of RSL in the past. I play a lot of I'll make my own seeds for no logic and stuff like that. So I kind of just play a lot of whatever sometimes. So.
Well, it certainly paid out in your group phase here, so we'll see how that goes in brackets.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to brackets. So I unfortunately wasn't able to play season 6 last year because I got COVID during qualifiers, but I'm glad to be still in it here at this point.
Yeah, no, it's been a really good showing. Chat, do you have any questions? I am trying to remember the other question that I had. Oh, I think it was about water. Did you consider bailing after Dins, or were you just hard gonna look for something that was long shot locked?
I was fairly certain it was long shot locked there, so I'm okay, well, it's just some water, right? Nothing else was long shot locked this seed. The boss key for Spirit is on Silver's chest, you have Eponas. So, like, I was like, oh, it's just water temple. And then after I realized I have to clear water, I'm like, oh, it's the skull on top of the tree. And then that was gone. I'm like, I played Nocturne just to start clearing shadow as I was like, to like think about what the skull would possibly be for. And then afterward is when I like pieced it together. I'm like, oh, it's probably that one skull in shadow, and ended up being that key there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the question in chat about we're not checking the tree skull, I knew I was going back in. My actual mistake was stepping in the blue warp for Morpha. I wanted to save quit. That was my intention, and then I kind of just like autopiloted to the warp when I went to check the heart container item.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was planning on checking every long shot thing I could think of until I found something that made sense. It just happened to not be what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, well, that's all I had. Bear, do you have any other questions, or Nath, any other comments that you wanted to make about the seed?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
No, I think we covered everything. It was a fun seed. Like my last two matches I was kind of already locked into brackets. So just like this is kind of playing for first, second seeds. I was kind of playing to have a little bit of fun. It's kind of why I pick skulls. I know some people don't find that fun. I like skulls, so.
I like skulls too.
Yeah, so ended up going well.
I like watching skull seeds.
Yeah, well, GG's again, Nath. Letsklay, I'm not sure if you're in chat or watching, but GG's to you as well. It was a really exciting match to watch. Tomo, what you got for us?
Mostly thank yous. Thank you to Nath and to Letsklay for giving us a great seed and a great watch and a great race, and especially with this mess of logic that it was. Thank you to both of you, Bear and Mel, for commenting, to Nat for helping me track, and to the 200 and some odd viewers who came out to watch the race tonight. So, we can't do this without you guys, and having you guys here is it's a good time. So that's all I've got. I think the next scheduled Season 7 race is until Saturday. I think it's like 9 in the morning or something like that. So that's all it's there. And actually, it's kind of a slow time right now for Zelda randomizers. I think the only thing on the schedule besides that is Z2R randomizers weekly race on Tuesday. So, but keep it on the schedule. I know Z2's got like a small tournament coming out soon, and I'm sure there are other things that are going to be gearing up in the next few weeks because there's always something going on in a couple of these different ones. So, but with that, thank you all again for coming out. Thank you everyone who volunteered and helped out with this race. I'm going to send you over to my usual raid target, the Otters, at Marine Mammal Rescue, and I hope you all have a good night.